Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series here with Rocket League. It's Matsy and Formal coming at you once again. And Max, how you feeling?
Look, I want to say I'm big hype, and I think mentally I am. Maybe I'm still a little bit exhausted from RLCS over the weekend. It was a big party. It was a good time. However, Rocket League keeps on Rocket Leaguing, I suppose. So we go to the Elite Series, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here, just like I'm excited to talk about our sponsors. So, first and foremost, a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
Power up your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
That's it, and a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie meat goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. Big shout out to each and every single one of our sponsors. We appreciate them so much. And just like we appreciate our teams, because we have an absolute ripper of a day. But before we get into the day, Max, let's look at how things are shaping up.
Yeah, I mean, 1 week in, so obviously it's not really the most diverse standings you'll see just yet. This, of course, was the group that we didn't get to watch last week. Fortunately, we'll see them today, but some familiar names up at the top: UON, QUT. We expect them to be doing well. Roar as well, a possible favorite to the tournaments, all took care of business last week.
Yeah, they got down to business and will be able to put themselves towards the upper side of the competition right now. Very eager to see if that might transform heading into today's games, though, and what things might look like later. So we take a look on the other side of things. Macquarie Onyx and Adelaide University are going to be on top there. Latrobe UTS are going to be on the third place side of things, all tied up with UNSW, HAL, and UQ. And towards the bottom side of things, it's UONB and Monash Boulders.
Yeah, these, of course, were the matches that we saw yesterday. I think the most important takeaway: no 3-0s when you look at the games won and games losses. Every single series had that back and forth. I'm hoping that's a trend that's going to continue today because, nobody likes to sweep except for, young British children back in the 1920s. We'll see how it all plays out, though, as our first match is an interesting one. We're definitely starting off maybe with our closest match, but not necessarily one that we're expecting to see at the top of the ladder.
Well, stranger things have happened, and I'm excited to see who's going to be able to take away a victory out of this one. I love to start with a competitive series, and I'm sure this one is going to deliver on all fronts. As you can see, we've got our rosters up in front of you as well. It's going to be Doob, Lenny, and Human for Monash, and for the Macquarie side, it's Austin, Zemi, and Dave.
Can I just say right out the gate, I don't trust that Human character.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, if you were an alien invader, right, and you were going to name yourself anything to be inconspicuous, Human, come on. I see through you. I see what this is, all right? I'm not falling for those traps. Doob as well. I mean, that's probably the true name right there.
Yeah, definitely going to be some unique aliases, to say the least, maybe trying to hide in plain sight. Maybe they're going to be bringing out of this world plays, maybe that's why they're disguised as a human into this one, Max.
Maybe, perhaps. Look, the unfortunate truth is, going into this match, these are 6 names that I have no recollection of ever casting before or really seeing play in a competitive environment. So this is going to be a learning experience to me. Expectations are quite low. They are made lower when I do see a Scarab out on the pitch right now. So yeah, more into that alien motif. We're going to take the moon buggy for a spin. This should be a very interesting series.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one for sure, Max, but let's get into it all the same. Lenny, Be kicking off with a start there. Dude pushes over the top. Dave there to meet them though. Should be able to clear here straight towards Zemi. Does manage to push it offside so they can slow it a bit and now look to get momentum upfield.
And we'll see what they're able to bring. I am seeing 2 cars pushing forward without boost. That said, Dave was able to get the midfield boost, but in the process overextended themselves a little bit, and that will warrant a change of possession. Human backboard throws it up. Zemi looks to follow. Dube, oh, good dunk, but nobody really ready to follow it up just yet. First minute of play, both teams fairly respectful of each other. We're not seeing many 50s, kind of more a passing back and forth a priority. Oh
the
no.
Flow continues on, but they start the show off with a bang there. Macquarie on top by 1.
Yeah, and that was just a really poor backboard read. Why is Dupe turning before they get there? I think they could have made it. I don't know. Kind of concedes the goal. Didn't have the confidence to get up on the backboard. Real unfortunate. First goal, though, is going to go to the Macquarie Scarlet side.
Yeah, good start coming through with just over a minute gone and maybe more to follow. Human hopefully does cut them off there so they can slow it down a bit. A good hit downfield picked up by Zemi, sliding it through. Not going to get the angle though, but they can at least try again in a second.
Yeah, we'll see where they can bring as Dube goes straight into Dave. Lenny, though, ready to go up next, but again, there's just no boost on this attack, so everything feels like it's going to be short-lived. Human was able to find something, and Dube actually allowed to, what? Oh, it was open, but that's twice now. We've seen Monash overextend and just kind of outpace themselves for what should be a free shot.
Yeah, unfortunate on the backflip there. Gonna have to try it a different way. Lenny, lucky on the defense. Got a bit scared for a second, but luckily they play that one to success, and now gonna see if they can take advantage of further forward. And is that a Scarab, Max?
Yes, it is. That was the first thing I said, Matt. The first thing I pointed out is we got aliens on the pitch.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. You know, looks like the Saiyans have came out of their pods there and are ready to invade Earth.
You know, does the Scarab look like a Saiyan pod? To me, it's just a moon buggy, man. If anything, it's from Armageddon. I'm expecting Bruce Willis to come out of that.
Well, maybe you could get what you wish for, if you wish hard enough. But Zemi will be blown up there, so good demo coming through. Almost good for the angle, but the defense gets a slight touch to divert. Human, though, looking to go for it again. It does keep motion over it, and the control still in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of the better sustained attacks, actually, we've seen so far this series. Finally, a little bit of patience on the Monash side. They were controlling the boost. It's going to be short-lived in the end, though. They have conceded that ground. Now they're going to play defense, but it does feel like after 3 minutes of, I don't want to call it chaotic, but maybe just a little bit undisciplined Rocket League, things are settling now.
Settling in, almost cutting through there. Good for Lenny to at least bounce off it there. Take it away from the goals, but I mean, they can only get it so far, can't they?
Oh.
Again! So many attempts here, but they aren't able to lock it in.
Yeah, I mean, that was close. Probably should have been a goal. Now both sides have given up a freebie. Hopefully neither team will come to regret it, but obviously somebody will. Dube up into the corner, isn't able to beat out Zemi. Lenny actually goes for a challenge. There's been very few of those this game. Austin's light touch followed up, though, as teammates bump into each other. The shot was still there. No boost on Lenny. If they go high, it could be a threat. Awkward touch from Human, but no one there to finish the play. In fact, it's a double commit into the corner, which means no attacker will be in the middle. That gives the defense some time to slow things down, and they'll be safe for now.
Safe for the time being. 50 seconds to go, though. Pressure building up for Monash here to at least match them. Demo comes through from Macquarie. Going to be pushed down. Lenny not able to pick it up there. Still has to focus on the defense, but it might not matter. They get so many close calls, but at least they can push it out.
This has been a very, very sloppy game, to put it mildly, thus far. As Human, okay, passes it to the defense, and then Lenny takes a shot on his own target. Anything to push a ball towards the goal, I guess, Matt. We'll see what happens here. Zemi is going to put it up right now. Human, this could be the last chance for Monash. They go midfield. Austin has it shut down, gets the second touch up into the corner, and it's a freebie as Lenny misses, but somehow Austin can't drain the shot.
I feel like there's so many great setups and like there's good defenses, but there's just no execution from either side towards the end there. It was definitely a rough finish, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to break the fourth wall a bit coming into this one, Matt. I kind of led into the series maybe being a little bit harsh on the teams, maybe pronouncing my expectations to be a little bit lower than what I wanted to believe, because I like building narratives. I like being pleasantly surprised. I like being like, oh gosh, these players, you know, they're doing better than I expected. And that still might happen, but game one, it has me a little bit nervous. I mean, there was some good rotations from Lenny. Actually, I will say Lenny seemed to be frequently in the right spot, but for the team that won, there were double commits, there were whiffs, awkward passes, overextensions underneath the ball. Nobody really felt settled for an extended period of time, and one player does not a team make. So we'll see what happens in game number 2. I hope these teams are able to settle, but that was a rough game 1 for both sides.
Yeah, difficult start, but maybe they're warming into it. Zemi almost setting it up there. Will be cleaned out, however. Monash, good to track fourth. They're going to get slowed down now, though, but Zemi's already prepared to take it back. Human trying to get the setup. Lenny can pick it up. He keeps it in play for the time being, and it's still got motion, and they set it up and lock it in.
Yeah, not surprised Lenny's going to be the next one to score. Kind of highlighted them as maybe the more disciplined player, but realistically, Dave should have been able to get there. Just a really low launch angle, not respecting the boost that Lemmy still was having. 1-0 lead, fair enough. Monash's first goal of the series, and we'll see if they can hold on just like McQuarrie did last game.
See if they do have it in them here. Doob sticking back and passed off to the defenders. Can play off the wall here. Good to creep it up. Austin does stop it in the corner, but they're already prepared to pick up where they left off here.
Yeah, they are. I mean, in the corner, things slowing down. Oh, the double bump from Dave, but the shot is super off target. There's no one midfield. All right. I thought it was a backboard setup, but no, that was a genuine shot that went a couple meters too high. As we see Zemi now play backwards, swinging and miss by the defense. It should be a targeted shot. Yet again, there's just no power behind it. And Zemi! Okay, finally a good passing shot, and it comes from the McQuarrie side.
Yeah, nicely done. A good setup in the sky. You know, that one light touch allowed them to stay in place and get the motion they needed, and even it up nice and early, 1 apiece. So already the game's going in a bit of a different direction than what we saw in the first one, but remains stagnant in the field. Will not yield the result they hoped for. Definitely got it close, though.
That was close, but not quite in. Good touch from Austin, though, across the middle. Human there to collect. Boost is being stolen, but with Human mistouching. Why didn't nobody push? They had boost. Fair enough. Okay, the attack stays on. I bet the defense, by the way. They just played reactive. They want the counterattack. They could have had it a little bit earlier. And, okay, sure. Despite a defender, Austin scores, slotting it perfectly over the top.
Yeah, we got to watch this back, Max. And great to see the angle cut through there. Lenny just a little bit too slow to push up to it there. So unlucky for them. But does result in McQuarrie taking the lead all over again now, and maybe looking to further that pursuit as well. Zemi takes it to the sky. Doob luckily cleans it out, but that angle was on all over again.
That it was, as more pressure is coming from McQuarrie's side. More goals this game. Something to be maybe a little bit happy for people who like more points than McQuarrie. I mean, it looks like they want to keep scoring. Austin swings and a miss. Dave swings and misses. Human. Slow push, double commit from 2 cards without boost. Okay, defenders bumping into each other as well. What is going on? It's all right. Tube is going to push it into the corner. Follow up to center it. Is Lenny there? No, not this time.
Not this time. Maybe next time. As we prime up, get ready for action. A big hit, cleaned down by Human. It is still going to be in play here. Human not able to get to that one. It's open and it's gone. Nice capitalization from Dave there.
Yeah, I mean, it was set up by Zemi with the bump right here. Boom, slows Doob down. Dave has a window, and the Scarab will score. 3-1 lead. McQuarrie, admittedly, they've had the better pass goal. They've had the bump goal. Amidst the chaos, there are some moments of brilliance happening on the orange side, and that's been the difference in this game. It's coming down to moments of composure right now, at which point McQuarrie has had, well, 2 more than Monash.
Yeah, 2 more and trying to score. Let's see. I can go for more here. Human. Good pushing up there. Lenny can play off. There's Doob, one of the same, but now no one's in the back line. They need someone to get back quick. Human tries, but they aren't trying hard enough. They will be exceeded, and that's another goal.
We're 1 goal away from a Scarab hat trick, something to think about. I mean, yeah, just didn't respect the counterattack back down the middle. I feel like it's a little bit too early in the game to really be sending 3 attackers forward in sort of that desperate power play, yet here we are, now a 3-goal deficit for Monash. Likely going to be 2 games down as well, unless Human puts this one in. 2 defenders were there. It was Zemi with the save. I mean, this attack needs to be a goal for Monash. If they can't find a way to score it here in the next 15-20 seconds, this game feels out of reach.
Yeah, it's getting further and further along, isn't it? Like, they're definitely trying their best,
Yeah.
but yeah, it seems like that's just extending even further beyond. It's kind of like falling down into a bottomless hole at the moment.
Just, the ball stays tight against the wall. No defenders were in a position to get to it. Awkward rotational play. The more aggressive team McQuarrie, they're starting to pull further ahead in this one. It's been an odd series, Matt. It really has been a weird one. It looks like defenders are bumping into each other again, but then they find the pass. Good thing Lenny... Okay, if Lenny wasn't there, I was actually going to flip the desk. The desk would have been flipped, but no, we're good. They are keeping a 3rd defender back again. That is improvement for Monash.
Yeah, good improvement coming through from them there. Dude, trying to match them. Lenny, good setup. It does push to the corner, though. Human trying at it. A good defense from Zemi. We'll clean it out. Dude still not letting up, not giving in. But, I mean, it could be too little too late at this point, right, Max?
Oh, it is. It is. I think it's very safe to say it's too little too late at this stage. I mean, even now, just kind of watching how Monash is playing their defense, and it feels like every time they rotate back, they're sending 2 drivers to the same boost, or like they're just always doubled up. The spacing is erratic. The commitments sometimes have been half-hearted. It's rough right now on that blue side. They just got to reset, refocus, reestablish their own pecking order, and maybe things will be improved right now, but it's chaos on the blue side, and credit to McQuarrie. They've been able to take advantage of it. Well done to them. Dave, ooh, that actually was a little awkward. Big pitch from Lenny. Sets up Duke, but no, the shot is high.
Going high to the sky and rising to the occasion. Are not going to be able to slow their rodeo now. A good hold from Doob there. Cleans it out, but time's ticking down, and McQuarrie will be able to lock it down for 5. So Zemi taking away the MVP on that one. A solid result for them as they gain even more traction into this series.
And McQuarrie is the team that's playing like a team right now. And that really is a big reason for the possession advantage that they've had. Double the amount of shots at the end of that game. If you look at like the scores across the board, I mean, Human, to their credit, was getting involved. Maybe a little bit ball chasey, and a big reason why Human was getting so many opportunities, I feel like, was because they were the one who was often cutting rotations maybe to get a bit more involved on that Monash side. But realistically, that was a confidence thing. Human's feeling okay. The rest of the team trying to catch up on McQuarrie. Everybody's stepping up. Everyone's rotations were clean. They were winning their 50s. They were controlling the midfield boost. Things were looking very good for McQuarrie for a majority of that game. And now they're 1 away from taking the series.
Yeah, it was great to see the change of pace coming through, especially from the beginning as well. You know, I was kind of scared at first that we might just see a 1-goal game again, but then they just completely shifted gears there. We saw multiple scores coming through towards the whole endeavor, and yeah, I'm curious if Monash is going to be able to match them heading into this next one.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to see that many goals from McQuarrie again. I want Monash to settle. I want their defense to kind of show us a bit more from what we saw in the first game, where they were actually able to at least rotate defensively and not get beat by jamming everybody in the corner. And off, first 20 seconds so far, things actually looking pretty good. Yes, that's because Duke cheated forward, but hey, they got the pass to him. The play worked. The cheat was successful. they're actually starting to space themselves out, at least in the early stages, and that could bear better results, at least until Human and Lenny each commit to the corner, which allows Dave to go over the top. Now you kind of got a 1v1 situation. Fortunately, Doob was able to make the play. So still the same little mistakes on Monash. However, when they're cheating a player forward, when they're having someone being sent deep and aggressive, they do look better.
Yeah, look the best they possibly can there. Zemi. Wow, great physicality. They will be able to lock it in off a big bump there, clearing the defender. And that is going to be so good. And because of that bump, they steal a goal as well. That's so good, Max.
I mean, well, how do you want to look at it, right? The person who lightly shoots it to the net, or the person who does the heavy work, does the pass as well as the bump? Nah. Now, that goal was deserved by Austin, okay? That's how I see that. Well done, well done. But, yeah, it's McCory continuing right where they last left off in that last game, playing like a team. And while with Monash we see hints of it, it's been consistent on McCory, just like their goals have been consistent. And, well, the wins have been as well.
Could build a bit more where that came from as Zemi tries to pace it up. And they yield a big result. Dave playing off the defender there. We're going to watch this back.
Wait, Lenny, no, Lenny, no. It looked like he was just driving the ball to his own team's net. He needed to get under it. He needed to pop it up or do something right there. But, yeah, awkward spot. Realistically, it's not entirely Lenny's fault. You should hopefully have another defender coming to help them out. But instead, Lenny's kind of left holding the bag for the other team to steal. Very awkward play. 2-0 lead now.
2-0 lead and trying to speed it up. Let's see if they can make it work here as Lenny holds to the ceiling. Human taking it easy as well, but Macquarie, they aren't letting up. They do at least have Zemi present and ready to divert this back in their direction.
Oh, awkward bounce midfield. Zemi will look to find something into that corner, centering play. From underneath, Human gets that first touch. Follow-up is there into the back corner. No, Doob will dive back. Now Lenny, air dribble to the house. There you go, Lenny. That's how you get a bit of redemption. And we got a 1-goal game again.
1-goal game and almost half away there. So, great way to bring themselves back onto the pitch here, and very keen to see if they can match that energy and bring it up again to tie it up. As they will get a bit of motion over the ball early. Send it forward. Lenny trying to capitalize. Good defense from Austin locks him out, but Human ain't done yet.
I love that save from Austin. That was just well read, well played. Doob, though, with the dunk. Again, Austin's going to have to kind of bail out. So Austin doing some work on that third man. Lenny with the setup. Has a midfield striker in Human, but so too is the defense prepared. Another opportunity. Good pass. Another good read. The proactive defense from McCory really bailing him out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, swing and a miss. That's okay. The shot wasn't on target either way. 2 minutes to go. 1-goal game of Monash. They're running out of chances, but they are looking more structured now than they have all series. I actually feel like the goal may come.
The time could be here. Patience may yet pay off, but for now we get to see them try and journey forth into this one. Ball remaining stagnant. Human cuts across though, and will be pushed out.
There was a clear opportunity there, but it's all for... Oh, it's not going to matter because Lenny missed. I don't like the conservative positioning, but still an open net. All right. Fair enough, Macquarie. The conservative play works out in their favor because nobody on defense can read the ball. That shouldn't have been a goal, Matt. That should not have been a goal.
Well, there's a shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it is. And maybe they can mix up another one if there's going to be more where that came from. Prepared for what's in store. Lenny brings it up high. Good to send it down low for Dave, though. And Austin might do a bit of the same, but the ball is still in play here. And Lenny locks it down. And we're back. We're so back.
Yeah, okay, good. Lenny able to find something here. Just able to outpace Austin, who took a little bit too long in lining themselves up. Lenny, recognized situation, knows to go full send. Minute 15 to go. Monash still needs that goal to tie, so the work isn't done. I do feel like if we see McCory play too conservatively, they might get punished. Dave, though, off the backboard. Austin's just waiting, had the boost, was lining it up, but didn't want to commit. Neither did Zemi. There could have been a goal there. You had 3 players on the defense chasing the ball, but this is what I mean about that conservative style. Now with the demo, Dave going to try to do it themselves. Austin actually sends it, but it doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out this time. Maybe next time, but they are going to prime up. See if they can take action. Big hit from Lenny. Just a little bit off there, but Doom might be able to pick up the torch here.
No, couldn't. And the problem with that was while the setup was good, the other 2 attackers had no boost when they crossed midfield, so that was always going to be a one-shot rotate back situation. 30 seconds to go. If Monash wants a sustained attack, they got to manage their boost better. Instead, they get beat. How does that not bounce in? There still is a pulse for Monash. Human has the boost, so does Doob. Now, this attack could be something, but Lenny, as the 3rd man back, wasn't able to clear it up the other way. They left no boost for their defender. That might cost them one last opportunity, and it's the 3-car forward. Human with the boost just misses. Doob's got nothing in the tank, and that's going to do it. Macquarie wins 3-0.
There we have it. 3-0. They are the heroes of this here series, and they will be able to claim their victory. Oh my goodness. What a unique series, to say the least, Max.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to understand what was going on the Monash side when I started watching from a more overhead view, personally. But the boost management was in shambles, unfortunately. It felt like 3 individuals trying to play as individuals. And even when they had those attacking moments and attacking opportunities, look back at their goals. It was Larry kind of making, or Lenny, I'm sorry, not Larry, Lenny making a solo play over their opponents. Whenever they got on the attacking half, it was always short-lived because the backup, whoever was 3rd man, never had anything in the tank. So if they weren't able to secure a goal or secure pressure off those first 2 touches, they had nothing. And normally a team playing as conservative as Macquarie would get punished, but because the 2nd and 3rd man never had boost, Macquarie could play reactive all day because they knew no matter what, if they are able to, if they just survive the first touch, they're going to have a scoring opportunity back at the other end. And that just started to happen at the regular. So definitely a learning experience, I think, for Monash. I'd like to see them scrim more as a team, play more threes, get themselves into a stable rotation. It's still early days in the season, but as a cohesive unit, they've still got a bit of a ways to go.
Yeah, early days for them yet. You know, obviously, if they put a bit more work in the background, we can definitely see things that pay off long term. And that's the beauty of, I guess, the earlier part of the season, you know, is you get to see the start of a team's journey before they grow in to what they're meant to be, the best version of themselves. But speaking of the best versions of ourselves, we are going to be looking at the best versions of our next set of teams in a moment. As we get things set up, though, we are going to head to a break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series with Matsy and Formal. And Max, what a way to start the day. You know, we started off with very unique plays, and I'm keen for more of this creative stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, we saw 2 new teams to the Elite Series, and we've definitely seen where they can go from here. But now we're going back to a couple tried and true veteran squads, or at least one lineup that's a tried and true veteran squad. The other is more of a reoccurring school, QUT versus RMIT. And I always love it, Matt, when a lineup returns completely unchanged. It's the same QUT lineup from last Elite Series. They're back, they're hungry as ever, and I'm curious to see how far they will go.
So, rosters is going to be a Macca's knocked for RMIT, QUT going to be a Mac, Jacko, and Ultraviolet. So, looks like it's going to be the battle of the Macs into this one, and let's see who can take it to the Macs into the fight right now as we jump straight onto the pitch, and they're already gunning for it, but not going to be able to get it in there, Max. That was a heart-wrencher.
Yeah, hello there, RMIT. You're about to play against, when they are confident, one of the most aggressive and explosive offenses in the Elite Series. Mac and Jack and Ultraviolet as well. All of them are threats with the ball when on the approach. As we saw already, the wave dash to get that speed shot right off the kickoff. And already QUT establishing themselves 2 pre-jumps, it looked like. Just the threat from Mac alone causing the defense to be a bit more preemptive into it. Granted, no goal has been scored yet, but long attacks like that, you can't help but feel like it's a matter of time. A rare misplay from Jacko, though, might set up Nocturnal B, but it's not meant to be just yet.
Yeah, the amount of shots they're going for, Max, makes me feel like we're under a shot clock in basketball. It's crazy what they're able to do here, and they're looking to go for even more in a second.
Yeah, that they are. Jack through the corner, gets a second touch. It was supposed to be a pass to Ultraviolet. It was a little bit too far back. That's okay. Mac now. 2 defenders to beat. We'll go over the top of 1. Musty's past the second. Mac does it solo.
So fresh, so clean, and they will be able to take away that opening goal with ease. So nicely done by them to get themselves into the lead, and going to see if the aggression will pay off again as we jump straight into the kickoff here, and no one gaining momentum yet.
I'm not meaning to be negative, but that's one of the worst goal explosions in the game. I hate that sound. That sound is awful. So please no more goals from Mac. QUT, if you can let the others score, that would be great. As impressive as that Musty flick was, I never want to hear that sound again.
Well, you've cursed the series now, Max, because now he's just going to score every goal within the whole duration.
You don't know that. You don't know that, Matt. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. It is going to be Mac, though, with the reset to the net. Nosk able to dive through, comes up with the save as Maka will go sidewall. Bounce it off the roof towards the net. Oh, there's a chance, but there are defenders. In fact, 3 of them. The entire team on the wall. Doesn't matter. Shot almost goes in. Nosk needed the post to be a bit more of the offensive post instead of the defensive post. A bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, unfortunate for this time, but maybe next time it'll be better. Mac is certainly hoping so. Plays off Jacko, pass off to Ultraviolet. Mac ready, smacks it through and locks it in.
Oh, that pass was beautiful. And yep, all right, there's the boom again. Fair enough, but how good is that pass? Up to Mac, rotating back from Ultraviolet. Mac, full trust that the teammate's going to put it in the right spot. I'm not saying I cursed it, Matsy, okay? I don't believe in those kinds of curses. It's just a happy little coincidence that Mac has scored both goals.
Maybe in another way of thinking about it, you've blessed them. You've blessed them with a plethora of goals.
Yeah, a plethora of sonic booms every time that ball goes in the net. For RMIT's sake, I am hoping not. As Mac is going to pass it to Jacko this time. Going off the roof, Mako was there. Well read by the defense. Tries to get that ball midfield. Nosk has the initial read, but without boost, it's always going to be a tough approach. That said, we are seeing some of those little mistakes that kind of have plagued QUT in the past. They're not perfect in the midfield. They never have been. That's okay. With a 2-goal lead, they should feel comfortable for now. Should
be able to breeze through this one. We'll see. if they can make it work. Mac sits back for the time being. Mac up, ready. Let's hold it firm onto this one. Jacko good to maybe clean it out, but not today. Nocturnal gonna be held at bay. Maka still trying to keep it in play, but yeah, it's just slow and steady for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to set up attacks right now, unfortunately, for the RMIT side. They are keeping 2 defenders back. Ultraviolet's challenge, a little awkward. I love that pass. The shot, just a little too far back. It was a good setup, though, and, I mean, you can see what QUT wants to do, right? They pressure the backboard. They pressure that first line of defense just to open up the pass eventually. That first player forward isn't normally the one taking the shot. Something that eventually RMIT, I think, will become a bit more aware of. Here we go, set up through the corner. This time it is the backboard pass again, and that turns into another goal.
There it is, locking it down for 3. Not going to be scored by Mac this time, so you've escaped it for now, Max. But maybe you might not be so lucky into the end of the game. We'll see what happens. We are going to jump into it now, though.
I mean, at the rate where we're going, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mac is able to get a couple more goals in this one. Either way, I'm loving the passing plays. I'm loving, you know, QUT, how historically they're such a strong team synergistically when they all start to play together. And the fact that they have been getting all of these passes for their goals, it's a good sign for the team throughout the rest of the CM. Their core identity hasn't changed too much at all. That's awkward, but it's off the post and not in. That's even more awkward.
Yeah, it's looking a bit out of place there, isn't it? Oh, Mac. Oh, there it is, Max. There it is. It's back. It's so back with 15 seconds remaining.
You cannot pretend to actually enjoy the noise this goal makes.
I love it. It's paradise.
It's like, it's the sound of reverb. And the sound of reverb is what haunts my dreams.
Let the bass cannon kick it.
Not a bass cannon, though. It's like, again, it's like a half plugged in auxiliary cord. What it sounds like. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. No own goal for Jacko. QUT takes game 1.
That they will spill it ahead with confidence there. So going to be happy to deliver a solid result into the opening piece here. But we'll see what RMIT can bring into the next one. Is, you know, a slow start, but I think that they've definitely got some wind that's ready to propel them forward. You know, I think that they could sail ahead into this one, maybe start off strong. But it's just, how do they face off against such levels of aggression, right? Because it's just been relentless from QUT so far.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw what RMIT was trying to do, right? They were only sending 1 player forward, and they were often keeping 2 defenders back, yet still somehow QUT was able to find passing lanes in and amongst it. I think it's really up to the 1 player that they're sending forward to try their best to secure boost or get a bump or something to disrupt the QUT midfield. There were some moments when that had been successful, and you saw the awkward beat and the awkward moment where the ball did get behind the QUT side. But then, because of how passive they were playing, it was unfortunate RMIT wasn't able to capitalize. So it's a mix of being more aggressive in the midfield and just being more willing to send it on those few opportunities that you then inevitably get.
Yeah, inevitably could turn out to play out for them. But Ultraviolet are going to be able to kick off strong there. Maka around the back. Nocturnal, no! Oh, it doesn't even matter! Oh my goodness, Max, what a turnaround.
I'm not going to call it the complete change in momentum yet. That was just unfortunate reading and angles from Jacko. Probably that gets saved 9 out of 10 times. An unforced error, a point to the blue side, fair enough. Hey, RMIT can celebrate. That's their first goal of the series.
First goal to start it off, and maybe could be many more to follow. Mac looking to lock it down, slow and steady on that one, so we'll be able to react in time. And now looking to get some more momentum themselves here. Nosk will be sent packing.
That they are, as we see passes up front, saved by Maka on the line. But however, Jacko, you know it's going to find a teammate, and it's going to be Mac. Ball waterfalls down, Ultraviolet open net, and it's a tie game.
All tied up, 1 apiece here, and Looking to do a much more where that came from. Ultraviolet. Good for it. Brings the Dragons out there as we fly into the next kickoff.
There we go. Kickoff standard. Mac going to be the first one with an opportunity on it. I like Nosk, though, not giving it away for free. And actually, it's RMIT set up to follow it up. There you go. That's what I was talking about. You've got to follow up on the challenges, and that's what was lacking in game number 1. So RMIT already being a little bit more positionally aggressive. And while it didn't give them a goal straight away, it's just the right mindset. And if you keep doing the right thing, eventually rewards will follow.
Yeah, hard work pays off, doesn't it? And Jacko gonna put the hard yards in now. Ultraviolet are ready to play off it if it does get sent back. Mac gonna be in the line of sight now, though. Still pass it through to the midfield if needed. Trying to play into it. It's up and at him.
Ultraviolet, no, can't go too much further with it. It's gonna be Nosk instead underneath, looking to pass to Maka. There you go. Jacko does what they can in the midfield as it's a pass forward. That was a beautiful shot. Maka's had a couple of those right now where they're able to get really aggressive angles. Unfortunately, saved this time around, but I am loving the turnaround from RMIT. They are looking much more like a team. Fakes are interesting. Fair enough. Ultraviolet. Oh, nowhere safe to put that ball. Goes backwards with it. Not to detract from the point, RMIT very much improved here in game 2.
Much improved, and maybe not for long. QUT get an absolute zoomer of a shot, and we'll lock in the lead again.
Yeah, just Mac outpacing 2 defenders to find the strike shot and that goal. QUT is going to be happy. They're up by a goal right now, and oh, the kickoff could be another one. Fortunately, 2 players rotated back. Not too surprising, RMIT having 2 defenders, but I don't know. I do feel while we have seen improvement from RMIT, now that they've fallen behind, I don't want them to overcompensate and get too aggressive. I want them to stick to their own game plan, stick to what was working the first half of this game. It is still winnable.
Still winnable, still got plenty of time here, you're right, and see if they can make it happen. Will be forced back, good from Maka to stop that momentum. Could have been a bit scary, but they're making things scary for QUT as they're locked down 2 for 2.
I don't really know what happened to Jacko there. They were waiting for like minutes, it felt like, on the backboard to make the read, and then they missed it. So, yeah. Really awkward right there, but that's okay. So it's going to be a tie game 2. Oh, I mean, RMIT is going to celebrate. That's twice RMIT has scored off of a defensive unforced error from QUT.
We all fired up here. Mac, ready to go. Enjoy the show. Maka trying to play off a Nosk here, so have to take it slow and steady into this one, but will be forced down. Maybe not.
No!
Oh!
And it's going the other way, Matt. It's going, or is it actually not? Never mind. Mac's touch was a little bit off. Both teams get away with one there as Ultraviolet pushes it to the safety of the corner.
Safe and sound for now, but for how long will that last? Turtle gonna play a 4th into it again. Mac tries their best to clean it out. Big commitment upfield. Will yield it at least into the corner, but Mac is prepared to try and send it straight back to sender.
Couple swings, a couple misses. Here we go. That's very chaotic in front of the net. Nosk will punish, and that's going to be the 3-2 lead for RMIT.
3-2, they pulled through. Great way to get themselves back on the board here. 1 minute and a second to go, and QUT, they need to get that flow back together, otherwise they're in big trouble. So let's try and crawl out of the rubble here into the kickoff, and the ball already taken to the sky. Rise up and lock down a goal.
Well, it was a short-lived lead, Matsy. I don't know what else to say. Jacko, it's a great setup, and again, it's the more aggressive team, the team that's willing to send it first that gets rewarded. Ultraviolet, I mean, that is full faith in the teammate on the setup. Really well done. Tie ball game. Silver goal situation, dare I say. Next goal, regulation overtime. Probably going to be the winner of this matchup. And unless RMIT scores, I think they lose the series. It could have been it there. Nosk is going to get a second attempt, but this time Ultraviolet's able to read the backboard.
Read the play, and let's see if they can keep the good things on display here. Hold her back, though, Maka. Play into this one. Teammates around the side. Jacko trying to get control. Not going to hold it for long though. Ultraviolet at least diverts it out, but there's not much time left to give here.
Not much time left in regulation at least. That's why we have overtime if needed. We'll see though. QT's going to get one last attempt at it. Oh wow, it looks open in front of Mac. One defender to beat, and it's Maka who had it read from the start. Won't be able to find that second touch, but Nocturnal B should be there. Around the corner we go. This looks good for RMIT. They can get the setup they need. It's going to really rely on Maka. Shots on. Do defenders dive. Maka will stay underneath, but can't find the ball, and we go to OT.
OT, here we go. And it's going to be pressure all at the highest point here for both of these rosters. Mac trying to smack it back, not going to be able to get it though, Max.
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought Mac was about to get punished for going boost instead of ball, but was still able to get there in time just because of how passive at moments RMIT's defense have been. I think they're feeling the pressure of this overtime. QT got away with one early. They might not get away with another. We'll see how this attack goes. Ultraviolet to the backward, has Jack midfield. Here he comes, shot not on because B got behind it. Now Jacko has to play setup, but it's awkward. Gets a demo, ball rolls to the ground. Another 50, favors RMIT. I think they get out of this hole.
Gonna have to crawl out as fast as they possibly can, but will they be able to achieve it? It's going to be tested time and time again here. Ultraviolet, a big patience on the walls there, stalling it out. And now Mac can play into it.
Oh my gosh, Mac just beat two defenders, and that's all three! Mac, 1v3, does them all dirty and takes the win!
Can you believe it? Just such a confidence shining so brightly there, and it pays off, netting them an even deeper lead and a series point at that.
You know what? I don't care about the goal explosion. If you beat all three defenders to get a goal like that, you deserve whatever goal explosion you want. That was an incredible goal from Mac. Really well done in that OT. And from that, we will see where they go from here. I mean, look, we had no sweeps last week, Matsy. This week, we're on the cusp of 2 in a row. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult, isn't it, Max? But at least the teams are adapting quickly, I suppose. You know, we had a very interesting beginning to the season, and now things are starting to take mold into shape here. So, curious how the rest of this series is going to go, because that second game was a whole lot closer than our first one.
It was, and I think the big difference was RMIT was able to punish the mistakes QT were making. I don't think QT was playing particularly better or worse than what we saw from game number 1. They made similar mistakes in both games, but we saw it at the start. RMIT was a lot more willing to send players forward, was a lot more willing to challenge, and that time they got rewarded. I think now that they recognize, hold on, QUT, they're not infallible, they're not perfect, we can punish them. I'm kind of expecting more of the same in game 3, assuming they're not in their own heads. Obviously, when you have a reverse sweep, it's always kind of tough to claw out of it, especially for a newer lineup to the Elite Series. We'll see how they'll be able to perform, but it's still winnable for RMIT. They just have to stay the course.
Yeah, stay the road and keep it true. And Mac will be the one to pull through there. Good hit it backwards. Let's have Jacko to rely on as well. Can rotate back. Ultraviolet sit goals there. And good that they committed to so much. Oh my goodness. What a big shot as well. Trying to lock something through with it, but it ain't gonna happen.
That was a blue trail. That came off of a member of RMIT right there. Had that gone in, I'd be up there for one of the better own goals we've seen. As it stands, still no goal to be found in the first 40 seconds of play. Can't say that's too unusual for most series. As Maka will ride it through the corner. Oh, attackers are there. QUT, they're trying to shorten the field right now. It's a double commit, though. I don't think they have anyone middle, but with B getting in Nosk's way, that opens the door for a punish. Good pass, better shot. Not this time. The save barely made by the defense.
Barely made, but they are going to be trying to be the ones that are played now. Ultraviolet sticking to the sides here. Good demo. Takes out Maka. Open season. Jacko pulls it in. And that's one way to get it on the board, Max. We'll see if RMIT can bring it back.
So you had the demo on one end, and then just off camera, Nocturnal B was getting bumped in the other corner as well. That's why the net looks so open. That's why the defense, unfortunately, was just unable to respond. We haven't seen much of the demo game coming from QUT, and that's something in the past they've been very strong at. I'm happy to see it still come out in a few occasions. That was definitely warranted. Now with the 1-goal lead, Operation Stay the Course is going to be tested really now more than ever, because this is when a team that's down may start to panic.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and keep themselves calm and composed as much as possible, because once you lose that, it all comes unwound very, very quickly. But Nosk now going to be the one to take point on this one. Maka not quick enough to get control there, so it's all in favor of QUT.
Just grimace a little bit because you know that was a good scoring opportunity. A bit unfortunate, RMIT was not able to connect, and now Mac nearly just drops it in. And you can see initially Maka had that red, like, I think it's coming off the backboard, because that's usually what they do, but a slight mix-up of the MO. Fortunately, Maka was able to respond in time. QT, this team can become so fun to watch when they actually have that confidence. They become so threatening. Oh, back to the passes. Oh.
Locking in too. Well done. I'm pulling that one through there. Pass for pass. And they blast it in. So, good days, happy days. Let's see if we can put on more good plays into this next kickoff now. We take it slow and steady. They're ready to go.
Yeah, still half a game to go as Maka tries to go backboard. Mac already has one read. B also trying to get something. Instead just sets up Nosk. Anyone underneath? Oh, double commit. Each without boost. That's a little sloppy from QUT. Hold on. You're so close to the finish line. Now is not the moment to be making mistakes.
And need to achieve the positive outcomes there. You can't afford to slip up because it will cost you in the long run. Jacko now looking to take a steady approach here. Doesn't have much momentum. Max able to pick it up. Fight back here. Nosk tries to follow them through. Maka at least can clear it out, but the pressure's good from QUT.
It is good. It's holding. Jacko over one. Oh, there's a shot there. Ultraviolet underneath, and with a 3-goal lead, that might be the dagger in this series.
Would it be the final nail coming through there? Or maybe there's a few more. May get hammered down by the gavel as we jump in to the kickoff again here. Or pushing straight past. Maka could have an opportunity in a second. Not today, though. Going to be forced back. Good clearance. Maka ready to try and continue, but to be able to pass it back to Nosk. Keep it on track here. Maybe not. Mac takes advantage. Looks to lock it down. Slow it in.
Yeah, and here's the follow-up. Jack's gonna drop it through. You saw that one coming from a mile away because that's about how far back Jacko launched himself to get to this one. But look at the boosts. All on the blue side, all empty, all just in the air, free-falling all over the place. Unfortunate, unfortunate, unfortunate. But that's sometimes how it works out. The panic mechanics gonna wind up being the final nail in the coffin, which is apparently being hammered in by a gavel. I don't know if gavel is a good hammer for that, Matt.
Yeah, well, it's a, you know, they're going to use it to take it slow. I know there's better options out there, but, you know, maybe we need to take a trip to the hardware store.
Do they sell gavels at the hardware store?
That's something we can find out together.
Yeah, that sounds like a halftime research project, but for right now, we got a minute to go here. And things still are not looking good for the side of RMIT. 4 goals in less than a minute. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's looking less and less likely by the second here. So unfortunate that RMIT are unable to get much steam behind them. It's like all the gas was ran dry in that last game there.
All gas, no brakes for QUT on the opposite side. However, they well, should have given up one as Nocturnal B misses the open net. Not that would have made a difference in terms of our final result, but still, if you want a summary of how the series went for RMIT, it was it right there.
Close one once again. Not going to be delivered this time, however. And the seconds now dwindle. Noska trying to get at least one. No! There it is. One and done. 4 seconds to go. Let's see what else they can do.
I mean, you know what? I didn't like the double commit, but I did like the pass and the shot, so I'll give it to them. That's fine. They can have their, their takeaway goal, put it in a goodie bag. Unfortunately, by next week, that goal will be expired, so you can't use it twice. But at the end of the day, QT is still going to be the team out in front. They're going to take this series 3-0 and continue their undefeated run so far in the Elite Series.
Well done, well played there. Undefeated and greeted with another victory to their name. So, gonna be happy with that one, Mr. Max, and very eager to see how things continue heading forth into the rest of the season for them.
I mean, look, are they a favorite to win the entire event? Probably not. Are they a favorite to be a contender at least? Absolutely. This QUT team is strong. They're gunning for a top 4, if not a top 2. And yeah, their form in these first 2 weeks definitely warrant that kind of projection.
Yeah, they got a bit of motion at the moment, I think. It's great to start off with positive strides there, and they can continue to build upon that heading forward into the rest of their endeavors. So very eager for what else is going to come through from them and theirs. And I have hope for RMIT as well. We saw some moments of brilliance there, especially in that second game. They kept it real competitive. Like, there's a big reason that it went all the way to damn OT backs. So, yeah, I have hopes that they'll be able to bring it back.
Again, they showed me they can capitalize on mistakes. Whether or not they can create plays for themselves, that's yet to be seen.
Well, maybe they're the master of counters. You never know. You never know. But what we do know, Max, is there's going to be more awesome plays. And you know what? I just thought about something. You get to escape the goal explosion, which you so love so much.
I mean, I didn't really get to escape it that much. Either way, we have a little bit of a score update for you all. Just in case you were curious, UTS has taken down Adelaide University, going all the way to Game 5. UQ versus UON as well. They're still in the midst of their series. This is just showing again, that other division, right? Group B, they don't do sweeps. They have back and forths. We're in the sweep division at the moment today, but that other division, man, those games are tight.
Yeah, tight as can be there. So, keen to see more where that came from. While we get the next one set up, folks, we are going to be heading to a short break. So, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series. Coming at you with Metzi and Formal, and coming at you with our sponsors. A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
Also, make sure to power up your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high speed to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need.
That's it, and a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to them and theirs, Max. Feeling good.
I'm feeling very good, and I'm feeling very excited as well because we're about to watch one of the premier teams, dare I say, of the Elite Series going up against a squad that wants a bit of redemption for their performance last season. Swinburne versus the defending champions in the University of New South Wales Roar. This is going to be a fun one. And
here's our rosters. We have Jonk, Moldy Shoe, Ibby. On the Swinburne side there, UNSW Raw going to have Tadagane, Zenulus, and Brown Stickman.
Yeah, this is going to be a good squad. That said, I think we have a little bit of a surprise coming in now. If you remember last season, Brown Stickman was the sub. Well, guess what? Steve is coming in off the bench instead this time around. And I mean, look, if it wasn't for Tadagane recently getting a top 6 in RLCS, I would call them the University of New South Wales retirement home instead of Roar. But they're still as fresh as ever. And I do think these three are still favorites to win the entire event.
Still looking good as ever. And very eager to see who's going to be able to gain traction into this one as our players prepare themselves for the siege ahead of them. Who will be able to lay waste?
I mean, it could be a siege. It could be a flurry of offense, all against, unfortunately, that Swinburne side. But we'll see what can happen. Moldy Shoe and Jonk in particular are the two I'm going to be looking at to hopefully carry Swinburne above. Jonk is going to have to do a lot of work. And there's always the question, too, of what kind of form is Zen and Steve in? I mean, it's been a hot minute since we've seen either of these guys get top results in the RLCS. Each of them, though, at one stage in time were, you know, arguably some of the best in the entire region. Tadagane now actually currently trying to hit those heights as Zen gets the demo and Tadagane gets the goal.
Wow, and that's a quick one. A blink and you'll miss it type thing there. And going to be very happy to capitalize on that, you know, using the demo almost as a smoke screen. They will be able to slip it through the cracks.
Yeah, I can't see through the smoke, and unfortunately, Moldy Shoe, in the process of driving around said smoke, drove around the ball as well. I also like how Zen was able to identify Jonk possibly as the greatest threat to make that safe, and therefore they were able to, you know, demo them out of the way. Not the biggest fan of the Psycho attempt, but, you know, hey, neither here nor there. Steve leads the charge fast down to Zen. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too far in front of the striker.
Too far gone here, but may be able to take it back into formation. Just take it slow and steady, and Moldy trying to push up. Jonk now one in the same. Ibby just holding back for the time being. Ibby ready to initiate if they need to here. Playing off the goal line. Oh, looks like they're going to be a little too far away, and Tadagane will just slip that one in nice and calmly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a delicate touch, accurate touch, and the two defenders probably not expecting Tadagane to hit that angle. However, for those of you who remember PAX, our finals last year, it was the Tadagane show. I mean, he played nearly immaculately. Everyone who was on the field was saying that's the best they've ever seen him play. And it was shots like that which were making it so. Tadagane has somehow, despite being one of the oldest veterans in the Elite Series and really within OCE Rocket League, it feels like Tadagane is starting to peak now, is starting to hit their best form, and it's been incredible to watch.
Yeah, it's incredible to see how they've taken shape and really fell into fruition there, isn't it? But we'll see if they can continue. Gain good strides here. Zet will be taking it slow and steady. Ready at the back is Tadagane as well. A two-pronged approach there. Ibby not really going to be able to hold them as yet, but Tadagane, look at that. They're just seeing so far ahead. The foresight is insane on that play.
Yeah, and again, this is just continuing the sort of form talk. How do you pre-jump that? Like, actually, again, ever since PAX last year, Tadagane has been on something special, like an absolute tear. And just been incredible to watch. So I do hope to see this trend continue. I mean, Elite Series should hopefully keep him in form as John can't hit the double. Those opportunities are going to be few and far between for Swinburne. You're going to have to hit those as we come back the other way. Oh, bump ruins the reset.
Ruins the reset, but I can at least regroup and try again in a second. Steve waiting patiently for their time to build here, and now it's time to activate. Playing into the corner already, Tadagane up front, but they have to roll back for the moment.
The shoot tries to take a shot, but it will be denied by Zen. Here comes Jonk now, looking for somebody underneath. Finds Steve, who gets a light touch on the ball, but that just sets up Tadagane. Reset underneath, leaves it for Zen instead. Good challenge from Jonk, creates a bit of space, but Steve will still throw it towards the net. No opportunity for Tadagane to shoot as Jonk got underneath the play. Now Moldy Shoe wants to leave it for Jonk as well as we go back and forth.
Back in the fourth, it will swing. Tadagane looking to get their attack in a full swing as well already. Bypassing Jonk there. Moldy keeping it in the corner. Zen ready to keep it up a field though. Yielding big results. Teammates are ready and waiting. Tadagane not going to be able to stop it though. It's on Steve now.
It was on Steve, at least momentarily. Steve still trying to do what they can. Takes the ball to midfield. Zen and Steve, they're going together. Steve gets bumped out the play. That leaves Steve with it. As Tadagane tries to waterfall the ball down. Ibby, though, will have the save.
Good save. Trying to shave it away here. Steve now. Looking to the skies. Rise up. Slows it down. Tada more than willing to keep it upfield. Moldy pass off there. But Steve will fold it back.
And we are staying back and forth as Zen wants to go to the net. Reset looks good. No bump. Would have been needed. Wasn't able to find the defense that time around, but that's okay. With a 3-goal lead and a minute to go, it looks like the Roar have taken game number 1.
Yeah, it's looking good, right? They've managed to build a solid lead from the beginning there, and Swinburne just unable to push themselves back into the fold on this one. So it'll be a difficult venture for.
Will be. It always is, though, when you're against the defending champs. Always will be. Here comes Zen to the roof, over the top. Second touchdown. Nope, not this time. Instead, it will be played through the corner. Moldy Shoe tries to find that read. Instead, lets it roll. Get a pinch, or tried to get a pinch. Instead, it was just an awkward touch. Oh my Tadagane! It's not a goal, but it was threatening.
The aura is felt. Threat going to be still ever present. Steve, let's see if they can take this one out. Not going to get much more there. Zen good on the defense, pushing it up. May rise to the skies to go for one more, but it hits the floor, and that's going to be the door shut on game 1.
Can I just say, I know this was said in Twitch chat a little while ago, but calling Zen the Unk when Steve is on the team, that's crazy. That's crazy. However, yeah, good 3-0 win for the University of New South Wales Roar. They get it done. Of course, Swinburne's going to have a couple chances to bring it back in this, but I just look at the individual scores. I know individual scores don't matter too much. However, when one player has nearly double everyone else, you know they're having an impact on the pitch. Tadagane was unreal that opening game. Has the hat trick. All the goals were incredible. They just look in peak form right now, and unfortunately, we will see what happens moving forward. But unless Swinburne could slow Tadagane down, this could be the Tata show take 2 here back in the Elite Series.
Yeah, take 2. Maybe take 3 in a second. We'll see what happens, though. Definitely going to be fun times ahead. I'm sure of that. I'm hopeful that Swinburne can, take that first game as maybe their warm-up or a bit of a learning experience and look to get a bit more into play now that we get into the second one here, as we will go straight into the tap ball, and we're ready to see who will face their doom.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see who comes out on top of this one. Ball off the roof. Steve tries to take it to the net. Instead, just bumps Moldy's shoe out of the play. Zen now around the corner. That's a beautiful touch. Oh, Zen. Still got it.
Still got it. They're going to be looking good there. So, flying around, doing it forever. They will kick off with a bang there. Going to be straight on to the kickoff now. Who will take it? Jonk looking to push forward, does get the lead over it, but they immediately respond there. Steve flying high. Tata ready to pick it up, lock it down. Oh, Steve stops it.
And then Tata stops Zen. Okay.
They're playing themselves here.
They're having a bit of fun out on the field, dare I say. I think, look, I'm not sure Steve's was intentional, but Zen's absolutely was. He's thinking, all right, if I'm not allowed to score, nobody on my team is.
Oh my days. There'll be a lot of traction happening there. This is all happening so quickly, Max. We're going supersonic on it. All the legends on the field there, and maybe going to yield some better results in a second. Zen playing off Tata. Good to set it into the skies, but we'll have to rise up again. Steve now looking to take it. Good setup for Jonk here. Not enough speed though.
Yeah, you don't really want a good setup for your opponent. That was just another awkward approach, and I feel like a 1-goal lead is playing with fire right now for this orange side. I mean, I would like it if it was a 2 or a 3-goal cushion before you start having, you know, fun and getting in your teammate's way. However, that's just how confident the Roar is right now.
Yeah, you can feel the roar there. They will be. Bring that ferocity into the next play as well. Tata playing off the walls and good to push up in a second. Waiting patiently in the back lane here. Their time will come though. And like now, oh, getting a bit physical there. Zen going to be stopped in their tracks.
It was a little slow, but still Tatagane around the corner. Oh, the setup. It's an open net. It's a triple command. Somehow they don't score.
Whew, that was a close one, wasn't it? But we'll see if they're going to be able to get another one in a second. Tata playing up high, sticking it back, and not going to be able to exceed them. Zen, though, just looking to keep a momentum positive here. They are going to have to regroup and concede now, though.
Oh, and actually, Moldy Shoe might be able to score this. Tatagane does have it red. Jonk, no boost, pops it up. Caught by Steve, who wanted Zen, but Zen doesn't have the boost to go up for it. Instead, we'll rotate back, grab back corner, misses the ball. Shot's going to come, but yeah, it's just not on target. And now, again, the map will be flipped.
Yeah, flip the switch and ready. See if they can get it back. Zen, good to slow it down there. Gives their team time to build up to this play. Steve keeping it up high, rising up. Not going to be able to collect it though. Zen still keeping it flowing. Steve not going to be able to get there in time. And Tata once again keeping it up. All three on deck into this one, but they just can't get it in the position they want.
Yeah, it's getting difficult for them for sure. I mean, I still feel like one more goal going the way of Roar probably puts this one out of reach. I mean, we still haven't seen a goal come from Swinburne yet, and that net looks open. Steve, though, bumps Zen instead of the ball, and we stay a 1-goal game.
1-goal game, and ready. Take it through. Jonk waiting patiently around the side here. Zen will be able to pick it up. Ibby gets the hit through. Steve tries to set it back. Tata going to be able to deliver it back though. Steve is still up, still getting motion, but not able to get much going in this commotion.
Yeah, nothing on this attempt. That said, here comes another shot. Moldy Shoe able to dive on the play. 1 minute to go. Tatagane lets it ride, actually. Shoe gets the touch, and now we're going to see what the Roar can do on defense. Zen goes for it, but no, it's a bit of a weaker touch. Steve still goes straight down the middle, and that's just in.
It's just in, it's just good, and that's going to be, at long last, a second one. And they will be able to drift their way in. So, 48 seconds to go now. Still hope for Swinburne, I'd say. Even if, you know, the time's ticking here, there's still possibilities they can play into. You just need to find them and achieve them. But Tatagane to do everything they can to make those possibilities non-existent.
Bold statement on the anything they can. I would say at times this game he's done anything they can to prevent his own team from scoring at times, but that's just kind of the way how this one has played out. Steve will keep it up and away from Moldy Shoe. 20 seconds to go, 2 goals required from a team that hasn't scored any. If they were going to get the comeback, they were going to start right there. Jonk shot goes wide, time's not on their side, and that's going to do it. Game number 2 will go to the Roar.
On track here to take it away. The timing is good, and it hits the floor. So that's our second now locked in for the Roar, and they lock it in for a series point as well. So going to be feeling good. Their hard work paying off in the early stages here. Swinburne not doing too badly, to be honest. Like, they're keeping it slow and steady. Obviously, they haven't been able to find those little successes to get their own goal yet, but it feels like it's getting a bit more competitive as the series plays out.
I don't mean to be that guy on this one, but I wonder how much of it is Swinburne improving and how much of it is Roar easing up on the gas. I mean, they were clearly having fun for the first half of the game, making saves on their own shots, getting in their own way, bumping teammates. But, you know, to the other side's credit, I mean, they didn't let the game get out of reach at any point. It felt close the entire way through. So maybe Swinburne can take advantage of Roar and their shenanigans here in Game 3.
Yeah, needs to find that opening, don't they? If the shenanigans keep going on through, then there's going to be no escaping this circus. But Ibby now looking to find a way in. An opening maybe achieved. The bar going to be their enemy.
The bar is always the enemy, it feels like. I don't get why the bar is so mean to Rocket League players. Why does the crossbar hate Rocket League players so much?
I think maybe they have to reflect inward on that one there, Max, but they are going to be looking to... oh, no!
An own goal! There you go!
There
that was... I actually thought an own goal this
card.
series was going to come the other way. Not necessarily from Jonk. That was about as egregious as an own goal as you can get, Matsy.
Yeah, that's going to be one to tick off the card there, and at least they can get it done early and hopefully try and redeem themselves onwards and upwards from here. Tata going to send it upwards right now, slowly. No one there to play off them, though.
And no one to make a play just yet, but who knows, maybe something can still come as the ball goes a bit more midfield. Falling, caught by Tatagane. Oh, and with the bump, the net is open, but Tatagane just doesn't want to score.
No score and no more just yet. Jonk need to try and set one up themselves here. Doesn't have any boost or anyone to play off of yet, though. Good redirection from Moldy there. He'll be playing into it. A good hit upside, a bit too fast there. Can't cast it forward.
Will be Tatagane going midfield. Second touch goes straight into Jonk. They stay with the play. Zen, do they go for a shot for once? Yes, they do, but it's caught by Ibby.
Order by Ibby, and maybe can find more where that came from. At least they're doing a great job to solve for now. Good save coming out from Moldy there. Tata trying to set it up again. This aggression is just relentless right now.
Yeah, it is, but it's still not warranting any goals. In fact, it nearly comes back the other way. Zen, though, says, nah, that's as close as you're going to get in this series. I hope your blood pressure raised. Now Steve back to the other side. Still doesn't find a goal, and we are under 3 minutes away from a shutout series.
So close yet so far. Still, Swinburne have the opportunity to equalize at any given moment here. You know, they cut it close for a second there. Maybe they can get closer into the next one. Jonk good to raise it into the sky there, pushing forward. Steve, though, set it up in the back line. Moldy, slow to the pitch, but Jonk to keep it on track.
Keep it on track. Go midfield. Demo gives a free touch to Zen, who with no boost, what will Zen do? Though they fake going to the wall, you always know they're not going to make the play because they had no boost. They try to fake Jonk right there, but Jonk, too smart of a player. We'll be able to read that one out. Now goes for the dribble. Moldy Shoe comes crashing in. Ibby across the backboard. Zen, 50, loses out.
Loses out for the time being. There's going to be always a chance at second innings, though. Tata Prepared to propel this one and play off Steve here. Zen not there to grab it. Will be able to bounce back though. Relegated to the corner so they can at least stall for the time being.
Yeah, it's only a brief stall, however. Midfield, Steve tries to pre-jump the challenge and, well, does a good job of setting up the teammates' backboard shot. Not in.
Not in this time. Can at least spin something else into the mix in a second here. Zen. Good hit there. Tata ready. Steve wanting the same. That second wind. Not going to be able to spin it forward though. Zen can stall. Jonk working hard to get some traction, but it's so slow.
Jonk's just been the hardest worker on that side, but really nothing threatening has come towards the goal just yet. Zen looking to go, it looks like, to a teammate through the corner. I don't even know if Roar's going to take another shot in this one. They might try to hold on to the 1-0 lead. Uh-oh.
They're looking pretty good at the moment. Yeah, close, but not this time. Ibby, though, might make it a bit closer in a second. You know, they keep the pressure up. Getting a bit physical as well. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Maybe a bump play could open something up. Steve drops it in, and that's probably going to do it for this series, Matt, as it's a 2-point lead.
2-point lead. At long last, they will be able to break another one in there. Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to count that one as an own goal. Not this time.
Oh, only one. You're only allowed one.
Yeah. Ooh. Demos in the front there.
Any more than that, it's just ridiculous. Here we go, though. Time ticking down as we will go backboard to backboard. Steve underneath lets it ride. Jonk, one defender to beat in Zen. Can he do it? No. It's off the post. Can Shu do it? Yes, he can. Finally on the board. Swinburne gets one.
At long last, they will be able to get there after never giving up, never giving in, and they get a goal in. So, gonna be happy with that. And let's jump back into it right now and see if they can do it all over again. At 24 seconds and a dream. Are they gonna make it come true here, Max? It's all on this.
You built up the hype. Now it's up to Swinburne to live up to it. We'll see if they'll get an opportunity. The ball's going the orange way. 10 seconds to go.
And less by the moment.
Oh, no.
Hit.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
Not again. No. This is Rocket League, Max. Oh, that is crushing. Unlucky.
I mean, that's 3 blue trails that have gone in the orange net this game.
Yeah, that's going to be something, all right. Definitely much to consider going forward, but all still in play here. Jonka trying to get at least a second on deck here. Oh, not going to happen. Over and out of this one, Max. GG, well played. The Raw will take it.
Yeah, they are going to be very happy to win that one out, I feel. I'm saving that replay. I love Oceanic own goals, and that's the kind of, that's the kind of game that I'm going to go back, watch later, and it'll bring a smile to my face. So thank you very much, Roar and Swinburne. That was fantastic. Yeah, rough series for Swinburne for sure, but that's what happens when you play against, the expected favorites and the defending champs of the Elite Series.
Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes, isn't it? You got to try and give it your best there. I was happy when they scored that one goal, but yeah, it just all went downhill from there. Unlucky, but at least there's work to be put in, and I think heading into those future weeks, we're going to see a better version of that team.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, the talent is still on that squad, so I'm sure they'll bounce back. I just remember back when Zen used to play for Macquarie, he would always give challenges for himself and his team. I don't think he ever had the win the game by forcing the opponents to own goal 3 times challenge. I think that one is new. So congratulations, Zen. Another milestone for you in your illustrious Rocket League career.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to tick that one off the bingo card there. And I'm curious, what all the other challenges might be for them for the season. I think they could get creative with some highlights there, to say the least. But speaking of highlights, we're going to build up towards another one very soon as we get our next series set up, everybody. We're going to head to a short break, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series with Matsy and Formal coming at you with one final dance. It's time to get into another ripper of a series here, Max, and I can't wait to see exactly what we're going to be having.
Look, I'm hoping we get a back and forth series. And I think on paper, this is our best chance for it because so far today, it's been sweeps. It's been 3-0s and more 3-0s. And then despite the best attempt to not be a 3-0, another 3-0. So I'd be curious to see how this plays out. I think Deacon matches up well against UON. This could be a fun matchup. And all the players, in my eyes, feel pretty equal in caliber.
Pretty equal. We'll see if that's going to play out exactly how you say there, Max, into the reality of things. But we've got our rosters now. It's going to be a Deacon bringing out Bluey, a Scythe, and HD there. UON going to be bringing out Bud, Eminence, and Abtix. So names that we've seen before, at least on some sides, and some new names to the fold.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. I need to do some immediate research on this one, but I do feel UON probably the favorites in this matchup. They are quite strong. They've been in this position before. Bud, I think, was the most improved player last season, so I'm hoping to see UON start to live up to the potential of this team and maybe make a deep run.
Keen to see if that hard work has paid off there, because if they've been getting better and better all through the last season, hopefully they'll be even better coming into right here and now, Max. But our teams, this is their chance to prove themselves into the reality of their official match on the pitch here. And I'm keen to see who's going to be able to take it all.
Now we will see how it plays out. I actually do have a lot of high hopes for the teams in this squad, and I do think that Deacon might pull off a bit of that upset. I did have a bit of a luxury of seeing Scythe play in a LAN recently, and was the MVP, dare I say, of that LAN from a mechanical standpoint. Meanwhile, on the other side, Bud, one of the most improved players. Abtix, super strong. Eminence, though, probably the one I look out for the most when it comes on UON. So this is going to be a fun matchup no matter which way you look at it. Bluey, as well, has been a small-time regular in the Elite Series, has had some strong performances. This one could go either way. Eminence scores first.
Yeah, looking to swing one way at first here, so a great beginning. Come through very hastily from UON Team A there, and looking to see if they can gear on up to do it all over again as we press into the kickoff here. Taking it slow, Eminence, good patience, does allow them to push up. Oh, surely not. Not today. That was so close, too close even.
Yeah, that was a little bit spooky for a brief moment, but no harm, no foul when it's all said and done. Bud will take it past the midfield line. Wants a teammate to follow up, instead finds Bluey. As we go into the back corner, Eminence lets it ride out. I think Abtix got bumped. That was a weird launch angle we just saw from Abtix. And that does tell me the defense might be a little bit off balance. However, Bud, again, finds the touch and is able to clear it back to the other side. The thing about Scythe, though, and at the land, it was a twos land. And everyone is telling me Scythe is an amazing player, but is primarily a twos player. Now, I haven't heard that from the player himself. I do wonder how that will look, though, on Deacon and in the Elite Series when you have to play threes, especially with Bud hitting shots like that.
Yeah, you talked about all the potential of Bud, and now they're bringing it into the Bud effect. Getting a nice second wind there, and it will be able to fly it through. So, a solid way to get another goal within a minute of the first one there. Maybe looking for more.
Yeah, maybe they will find it. I mean, we are seeing some bumps and some pressure initially up into the corner. Abtix kind of lets that one fall. It's going to be Bluey instead underneath, crossing that midfield line. Ball gets centered, caught by Abtix instead. From underneath, Scythe wants to get there first, but loses out on the 50. That will mean Eminence will try to come around the corner. HD looks to chase. Scythe underneath, goes up for it. Yeah, doesn't get the dunk they were looking for, however.
Doesn't get it this time, but I might be able to get it next time as they do relegate it to the corner now. Eminence, good to hold back. A good propulsion sends a Bluey flying. They get a tap on the ball, surprisingly. HD looking for one of their own as well. Does zone it by and keep it slow.
keeping it slow and stable for the time being. Bluey off that back wall. Tries to chase it up down below. A lot of swings, a lot of misses. Bluey, though, still getting it towards the net. We're not in the panic time yet for Deacon. Still early days, however. You have to admit, despite getting the ball to the orange side of the field, they haven't really had any threatening touches yet. It's been a lot more just kind of trying to set up something through the corner, but nothing really being there.
I think for now, but that nothing can turn into something real quick. Eminence are looking to be the one that makes that change. Scythe trying to slice it away. We'll take it to the skies. Eminence could fall back on this one. Aptic's going to be the first to take the line, though. So Eminence, that second line of offense here, they're not even required. They're just an observer on that one. Big play from Aptics.
And this is such a strong showing right now from UON. This is what I was hoping for. Just full commit, late touch, HD in an awkward spot. Did everything they could, but it was too clean from the attacking side. This is much more a case, not really a team making mistakes, but another team rising above. UON right now is just incredibly impressive.
Looking so good for the moment. And Deacon, their time to step it up as well. A good demo could be the start of something new. Scythe, good to slow the pace on that one. The defense is solid too, though.
The defense holding as best as they can. Still about 100 seconds left in this game. HD underneath. Oh, it's an awkward pass back. Scythe still going to try and strike it. Scythe was most effective in twos when was left with space and was able to kind of make plays on their own. That has not been the case in this one. Hasn't really had that room to cook, as instead they'll come across the middle again. Eminence nearly own goals. A double demo happening midfield means no space for Eminence, as Bud will be the one who clears it instead.
Cleaned out and ready to draw in more. Bluey taking to the skies. Is forced out, however. Good chance for Bud to take on this one. Will be exceeded, though. Straight back, and Scythe is ready.
And 1 minute to go. Eminence underneath. Pops it up. Scythe is the next one there. Ball off the backboard. Bluey. First touch is good. Scythe doesn't find the bump, so a defender will be there for the save. HD still. Oh, does get the shot off, Bud.
Well done. Well played there. Gonna be a unlucky one for that. Just wrong place, but right time. So you've got to be happy with that if you're Deacon. You know, at least now they start to get a tiny bit of traction, but it's very late into the piece, and it's going to be brought straight back. So it's all for nothing. Oh, no.
I mean, yeah.
That's unlucky.
Okay. Bluey didn't even make it to the boost. Turned upfield and didn't make it to the boost. It was a miss in the midfield from HD. Yeah, it happens. Kickoff goals are. Oh my Bud, Eminence. Okay. Oh, heart attack averted.
For now. For now. You can stay calm and collected, but maybe not for long. Aptics are going to be holding back. Good into it, but not good enough. It's going to be Bluey taking it up high and rising through. So they will be able to redeem the goals past and send it back to a 2-goal deficit.
I just don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately. 22 seconds. I know that's a lot of twos on the scoreboard, but I don't think it's enough, Matsy. It doesn't equate to a comeback. That's how Rocket League goes sometimes. Eminence going to do what they can midfield to keep it as slow as possible. Aptix still goes up for a challenge. Scythe might have a free touch, but without boost isn't going to do much with it, and that will be all she wrote in this one. Game number 1 goes UON's way.
Grand start from them there, and the ball all but hitting the ground on this one. Oh, no, close, not close enough. Still in it. And there it goes. So Eminence are going to take the MVP on to that one. A solid first game for UON here. You know, they definitely got a lot of power very quickly, but it was great to see some of the resurgence from Deacon later on into the piece there. I'm excited to see that kind of build more heading into our second game here, because, you know, maybe they can get a bit more competitive a lot quicker, but still, you know, it was very rough at a lot of points.
It was, and it was just a fast start from UON that they weren't able to keep up with. What scared me though, for Deacon's sake, everyone on UON had strong plays. Abtix was fast up the middle, collecting passes. Eminence finding those angles. Bud being cheeky with awkward, cuts and awkward rotations and challenges. Everyone on UON had a breakout moment in that game. Deacon, we saw some good plays from Bluey. The others, I think, need to step it up a little bit. So we'll see what happens as we get ready to go into game number 2. But work needs to be done on the Deacon side to hopefully make this series a bit more competitive.
Hard work pays dividends, and prepared to see some of that get put into motion as our players prepare themselves for battle. The meditation has now come to its conclusion. Now we rise to the occasion again.
If you were a coach, would you be forcing players to meditate? Like actually, mics off, eyes closed, hum a little chant and empty that mind?
If they got tilted 100% max, I would give the full mental reset experience. They'll be getting a mid-game cleanse.
So you know what OCE really kind of became a bit notorious for this season of RLCS? Not taking timeouts, doing the opposite, and just getting tilted and sending it. By the way, Bud, goal number 1.
Oh, the O special. You'll love to see it. Hopefully, no more to be seen. But solid a goal. We're going to be kicking things off nonetheless. So well done from Bud and co there. Starting to show off on the right foot.
You know what I think? I think us as casters deserve timeouts as well. Like, if teams can take a timeout, so too should we.
Yeah, we'll pitch that one to production. See how well that goes, Max.
I can already hear the no screaming in my ears that it will never happen, and I'm not very smart for suggesting it. But putting it towards the net, but still not able to get it in.
Yeah, maybe we'll get production on the cast one day. We'll just get teleported and then production can cast. Love to see it. But it's going to be Bud locking it in a second there. So solid positioning gets it all paid off. Right place, right time on that one.
And there are just moments right now on that blue side defense that there are holes that are being left open, which have been shut down time and time again from UON right now. And it's rough. It's rough when you're playing on a team with 3 players of different experiences and skill levels. And I think that's kind of what's happening for Deacon. They all need to be on the same page. They all need to be playing at that same tempo, and that's just not been the case.
Yeah, not able to really match them in this one. Are they? Ooh, that's a lot of pace there, though. Bluey catches it comfortably there. Looking good, but HD going to keep it up as well. Scythe prepared. A big propulsion coming through as well. I love to see physicality, but they are going to stick back for the time being.
They are going to hold back for now. Reset from Bluey. Light touch, but HD is there underneath. Tries to go sidewall. Actually pops it towards the goal. HD, can they finish? It's high. Scythe is there, but yeah, just unable to finish the play. That's a bit unfortunate. Now Eminence tries to bring it back to the other side. Awkward cut from HD, who's looking to get more involved in this game, and I think that's something that Deacon needs. Still 245. Shot from Scythe, and it's good.
It's good. It's great to see them step up to the plate, especially at this point. 1-2 now, only a 1-goal game, and Deacon looking good. They've got time. They might even be able to match them if they keep their focus on. Maybe they need some of that meditation. We'll see how we go, though, Max.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to be able to find as the ball is allowed to go. No midfield. Abtix doing what he can to get that ball more backboard. HD is going to catch it first. Underneath, Bud flips it towards the goal. Caught by Blue, but they got to flip the map. Staying back is not going to do too much. Ball falling again. A couple swings, a couple misses. Bud now wants the musty, but doesn't get it.
Not this time. Look to prime up in a second, though. Abtix already taking it slow in the sky. Could be well positioned for Deacon to capitalize. It is going to be the demo on top, though. Scythe are trying their best here. HD wanting the same, but it is going to be exceeded. Abtix rising up.
Oh.
Forced out.
It kind of dinks and donks and now rolls back towards the middle of the field. Abtix, that touch was okay. Eminence somehow follows it up despite being the furthest one away from it. And had Bud pushed forward, maybe there was a shot to be had instead. It's just going to be pressure. Forward third. Eminence, they collect the boost. Now they're stepping up to challenges. Bluey slows it down. Eminence does get there. Midfield, Abtix goes for the dunk. Challenge gets it through the corner, and Scythe will keep it safe for now.
Safe and sound, and gonna be ready to press ahead again. Scythe good to start it here. HD maybe can play off it. Bluey's already sending it up here. Big boost has been collected, so rotation should be well and truly in motion now. HD looking to press up field, trying to set a pass through. Scythe not gonna be the one to catch it. It's Bluey here, but Scythe's at the ready.
Scythe is at the ready, tries to go midfield. Ball bounces off the roof. Abtix, light touch, cross midfield. It was a good angle, but with 1 minute to go, still needing a goal. Need more than good defense from the blue side. They can't afford mistakes like that. Very fortunate that one doesn't bounce in.
Yeah, that was a time might have stopped moment there, but they're looking to find more. But it's Bluey blowing things up out of proportion. Scythe ready and waiting around the back. Eminence will be forcing it, still waiting for their time here. Pushing straight into Bluey. Abtix good for a second, but that ball's getting a bit close. Too close, as a matter of fact.
A little too close for comfort, HD. This is probably the last chance for Deacon. Got past two, but couldn't get past the post defender. Not in a way where the ball got centered. Now without any boost, there's nothing this defense can do. It's a 3-1 lead.
Nicely done by UON there, and that has all but secured their victory into this second game. It's going to be a very tough battle to try and rise up to take 2 goals for an OT for Deacon here. I'm curious if they are going to go for it, though. You know, there's anything possible here.
Anything is possible. 10 seconds on the clock. And, well, if HG puts this in, hold on, no! What a save from Abtix, and that saves the game. Going in the favor of UON, now 1 away from our 4th sweep tonight.
Yeah, almost manifested another goal there, Max. I was getting a bit excited for a sec, but just not meant to be. Still positive strides being found by both teams. You know, Deacon still looking relatively close for the best of moments there, and definitely can keep it that way. Heading forth into the next one as well. But I mean, once again, UON, they just continue to find that confidence.
Yeah, UON's playing pretty well in this game. Again, what's scaring me is just how strong each individual is in terms of on UON. Like, they play well together. They synergize well. They're all equally as threatening as the next. It's not like there's one player you need to watch out for. They really are the kind of... They're the King Ghidorah of all the teams we have here. It's the most triple threat. All the heads are dangerous, and Deacon, they're struggling to keep up with that.
Yeah, struggling to match that energy, match that speed, aren't they? Because they just keep getting left behind there. So it's going to be really tough for them to consider their options. Maybe they do need that, you know, pre-game meditation we were alluding towards in that second game, Max. Maybe that's what they need to make the difference here.
Yeah, no timeouts, though. Not at this stage of the tournament. So we are going to continue on. 5 more minutes on the clock, and this could be our final game if it goes UON's way. I don't recall an elite broadcast where we had 4 sweeps before. So I guess in that regards, this could be historic in its own way. I'm sure it's happened, but I just don't tend to remember it. So as far as I'm concerned, even if it has, I don't remember, therefore it never has.
Yeah, you got the neuralizer out. You forgot all about it. Wiped from memory. Nice and quick there, but maybe we'll make new memories into this one in a second. Yeah, Scythe looking to press it up. A good counter from Eminence, though, keeping it upfield.
You know, as Abtix is going to pop it up, but not able to finish the shot just yet. Abtix will keep it in the corner. Eminence going to play patient. Ooh, wanted it over Scythe. Scythe barely gets it, but it's still in a threatening spot. Resources low, though, on UON, so they might concede some ground here. Abtix still tries to slow it down, but I'm not sure Eminence was ready, so Scythe wins the 50, at least momentarily. Bluey not able to follow it up. Ball still up for grabs, so Abtix goes for a crazy challenge and nearly gets an insane dunk.
It's an insane dunk, but not going to be able to lock it down. Maybe could have their chance in a second, though. Eminence good to keep it up high. Bluey sends it offside. Scythe not able to collect, so centered and locked.
Yeah, you saw this one coming. It's always a dangerous moment when the pass comes through and no one can challenge where the pass is going to land. HD, middle of the net, no. Booze, Scythe racing underneath, but at that speed, it's pretty easy to cross up. Well recognized, well shot, well scored.
Well done. That's what we say there, but it's going to be the demo coming in early into this one. HD looking to do more. And we'll be just trying to switch up their momentum.
Why do we use the term well done for a good thing when it's the worst steak you can have?
That depends on your opinion, I suppose, doesn't it?
I'm confident enough to state that as fact. Here we go, Evidence to the corner, not able to win that one out. Abtix underneath, full boost. Here we go, towards the net. It's a powerful shot, but it's not in.
Not this time. Eminence keeping it up high though, locks it in place. Scythe trying to exceed here, will be forced out. HD keeping it up. Bluey going to be forced back. Scythe is good, and that second line of defense does clear.
That was a little spooky from Bluey right there, but the ball still stays on the wall. Now it's actually getting centered towards the net. But no one really willing to commit just yet. In fact, HD lets it get behind them. That's a little spooky. Bluey doing what they can to salvage this. A pinch attempt. A shot is on. Scythe there for the save.
Good for it for now, but be looking for some attacking presence of their own, though. I love the patience being displayed here as well. Eminence good to keep it in play a while longer. HD forced to play catch up here, but again and again, UON just to find these angles. Not in that one, though. That was a speedy one.
That was speedy. Still not in. Oh, Bluey swings and misses. HD's gonna have to try to come through the corner to bail them out, but on defense centers it. And Abtix had cheated forward, but doesn't take the shot. Instead wanted to pass to Eminence, who was not ready for it. I'm surprised. That should have been a goal the other way. Instead, it's more defense for UON. HD, a chance to end it, goes for the backboard and not the net. Just couldn't get above the ball for the shot.
Get on top of it this time, and maybe could be next time. HD, we are forced back here as UON continue to deliver that pressure. They are being met, though, face to face with Deacon. Demo coming out as well, forced to reset, and the ball is still going to be stuck in place for the time being.
And they are, as we see Eminence again, going midfield. Scythe and HD doing what they can. Bluey from the corner doesn't get the dunk. Ball's instead going to fall in front of the net. In fact, instead it goes corner to corner. 1 minute to go. Deacon, they need to get out of their own back half. They need to put some shots on target. They need something. Maybe it's Scythe right here. The reset. No. Lost by Abtix, and it's Bud shutting down Bluey.
Shutting them down, and gonna be taking this one to down. Bluey ready to play off Scythe here. Good tap from Bud. Does stop their plans in place.
Oh,
HD though, no! Gonna be cleaned out.
Oh, instead of putting a power shot straight on, try to get a little tricky with it, and it does not work out. Now back the other way. Abtix to end it. Comes off the post. Follow-up touch from Eminence, also off the post. The game continues. 20 seconds left.
Not much longer. Deacon needs something. Need a prayer. Just something to come to motion. 10 seconds to go now. UON are holding firmly onto this one.
It was a good bump, but Scythe went corner. The setup was there, but because of the bump, no one was there for the shot. And that's going to do it. UON survive 1-0 to take the series.
GG, well played. UON get it done. And my goodness, what a close one that was all the way through there. You know, they kept it competitive as ever, but UON, they just bounce ahead.
They do, and they are going to be very happy with that 3-0 win. All sweeps today, Matt C. All 3-0 sweeps. Fun stuff nonetheless. However, yeah, UON, they look like a very complete team. There's a lot of complete teams on this side of the bracket, dare I say. I guess that's what happens when, you know, every winner goes 3-0. They all look good.
All look good, all maybe even look great, but you get to see how they will be able to Slate forward into this one, Max. You know, we've had a lot of fun with our bouts this evening, and yeah, I'm just left feeling so good about how the games went tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to be excited for with the teams that won.
Yeah.
And for the teams that came up short, there were some good moments, I think, for all of them, for sure. But, you know, that's where you can kind of grow from here.
Onwards and upwards from here. You know, it's still early into the season, so great to have things to build upon, let's say, and let's see exactly what is it going to be built up from today as we have our results. It's a 3-0 City.
Yeah, and all on the red side. I kind of like that. That's kind of, you know, red hot red side, all 3 O's. There you go. But, you know, the big thing is 3 of our favorites that I think to come out of this group getting wins and looking good. QUT, University of New South Wales Roar, and UONA. They're the 3 big dogs in this group. They're the 3 big threats, and they're continuing to prove it.
Proving themselves time and time again here. So going to be very happy with their spring of results here, and we'll be able to build upon their stature into the standings, which we'll take a look at later. But definitely keen for more of this prowess that's being put on full display.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if QUT or UON are going to be able to challenge the University of New South Wales Roar. I'm also curious if Macquarie is that number 4 team, or if someone else is going to kind of step up to challenge them, as we also have the results from our other group right now. Wow. All game 5s.
My goodness. You know, those ones were competitive, don't you? So going to be 3. Well, you know what? It's flipped sides here, Max. It's the blue side this time. It's going to be UTS or UON or Team B, and the Monash Ballers taking it away. 3 in their favor. And
also upset
ongoing.
I would say, you know, a small upset alert actually right there with UQ losing to UONB. I'm a little bit surprised by that result. So well done to UONB. Of course, UTS, I mean, they always play the same level as their opponents. So seeing them get the win over Adelaide, not that surprising. Monash over the University of New South Wales Howl as well. Not too shocking at that result. Those 2 teams are close. Latrobe versus Macquarie. I favor Macquarie, but I'm not shocked if Latrobe wins.
Yeah, it's not going to be too shocking, is it? But at least they have managed to show their worth into this one. And let's see how that worth paid off out of today as we have our standings now.
So that kind of leaves us with the interesting position. QT, University of New South Wales Roar, UONA. We saw them before up at the top. That is... interesting. I'm curious with RMIT versus Scarlet. I'd love to see those 2 teams play right now to see who really is that number 4 team. But yeah, the top 3 are the big 3 in Pool A or Group A.
Yeah, following suit, we do have Deacon going to be holding it down in 6th there. Monash and Swinburne all the way down in 7th. So still time to prove their worth here. You know, slow start, but there's always going to be a way to bring it back. So great to see how things went in Group A, but there's 2 groups, and we have UTS on top.
Yeah, UTS undefeated right now. Of course, we're still waiting for the results of Macquarie versus Latrobe to really see who that number 2 team could possibly be. And maybe even number 1, actually. Macquarie 3-0, they'll jump up to first place overall. Odd slow start for UQ, though. To me, that's the biggest shocking result. I thought this UQ team, which had such a great playoff run last season, would come in hot coming into this Elite Series. That's not been the case, so some work to do for the University of Queensland.
Yeah, hard work is going to be needing to get put in there. Otherwise, they will get left behind. So definitely things to consider heading into our future weeks of competition there. And what else do we have to consider? Our sponsors! A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
Also, make sure to power up your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and 0 distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
That's it, and make sure you check out Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly Brighten up your day and try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And make sure you check out AEL as well on all of our social medias, whether it's X, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you name it, we are on it. And also, a big note, our socials are going to be having the results at the end of the evening, so make sure you stay tuned on that front. So there's going to be more to follow there. But Max, what a day it's been, eh?
Yeah, it's been a chill one. You know, I'm not always happy when every game is a 3-0 sweep. I would have liked something a little bit more, a cheeky game 4, cheeky game 5, but that's up to the players. That's not up to us. And so hopefully we will be going back to Group B again, and maybe they'll continue to put on game 5 again, maybe a mix of the two. I don't know. We get to find out next time here.
I'm excited to see it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the AEL University Elite Series here with Rocket League. This has been Matsy Informal signing off. We'll see you same time, same place next week. You don't want to miss it.